Okay, we have a polynomial today, and this is actually a trinomial having three terms. This seems to be quite challenging. If we had two terms, we could use our calculator and the GCF function and the variable, but now we have three. But luckily, as you look at our terms, our coefficients are -10, -15, and -10, and we can see they all have a factor of 5 within them. Now, for our greatest common factor, you can see our coefficients are also all negative. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to divide out or factor out a -5. And the remaining coefficients in the trinomial will be positive. I don't have to do it right now, but I choose to. I think it's better. Now you can see here I've listed the variable parts of the terms in x and y. Now for each variable I'm going to pick the lowest power. For the x variables, I can see the x to the first power is the lowest power we have for x. We're going to keep that in mind. Now looking at our y variable, we can see the y squared is the lowest power for a variable for y. Okay, I circled them in red. Now we have our greatest common factor. Now, what's the greatest common factor used for in this problem? The greatest common factor, GCF, means that each term we see in our trinomial contains this factor. Meaning, if I divide each term by this factor, it will divide evenly across all three terms. Now, you see I've listed the -5xy squared outside of the parentheses. Is in essence dividing each term by that factor. We're pulling it out, quote unquote. The first term I'll do separately. So we have negative 10 to the x to the 4, y squared. We're going to divide this by negative 5xy squared, and using our rules for exponents and numbers, we'll see how this works out. Now you can see here what happened. It was like 3 separate division problems, really. Negative 10 divided by negative 5. That was positive 2. And then we had x to the 4th divided by x to the 1st. Now when we divide like bases with exponents, we subtract the exponent. Then we had y squared divided by y squared, and that's just 1. I didn't have to write 1, but right now, because I'm showing you what's happening, I wanted to show you each result. Okay, as you can see, I have the negative 5xy squared pulled out of the trinomial. It's out there by itself. Now what's left behind, so to speak, is 2x cubed plus 3y plus 2xy. Now these are all positive because I divided the negative by a negative. So I pulled out negative 5. And right now I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to remove the 1 and not write that down. It's there, but I'm not going to write it up. I'm going to write it how you would see it written in a book or on a test or in your homework. Okay, one thing I'm going to change that I just did, I boxed in my check. I prefer not to do that. I would prefer to actually put a square around my answer, which is negative 5x squared times the quantity 2x cubed plus 3y plus 2xy. I'm going to change it right now. Now, I want to be clear. Sometimes I box my check and it looks like that's my answer. It's not my answer. I'm checking my answer. This just proves that my answer is correct because it matches the original problem.